To elaborate on this two separate shots equal a third idea, you see it in, any of the golden age of Hollywood films, in Hitchcock, Billy Wilder, William Wilder, God, the list goes on. To elaborate on it, to give you a second idea of this, George Stevens, David Lean, Sam Peckinpah, John Ford, I'm trying to think of who didn't do it. Even Charlie Chaplin. Hitchcock perfected it, I think, with suspense and whatnot. But the thing is that it works for anything. It works for drama. It works for anything. That's why anytime that you see, say for instance, someone who is looking, or turns his head, right? Turns his head over there, and he looks in that direction, right? So here's his shoulder. Whatever, maybe he's got like a stupid hat on like me. He doesn't need that much detail. And what are we talking about here? We're talking to do with an old school afro. I'm gonna run out of my marker. Anyway, the guy with the big nostril, he turns his head from looking this, because he was looking over that way. He turns his head that way. Then what do we do? He goes to what he was looking at. A poorly drawn center right. He's looking at a desk because someone just asked, where the hell's my keys? So he turned over, looked at the desk. Then it goes back to him. Two separate shots equal a third idea. So even the guy with the desk, we go from the guy turning his head, seeing the desk. That's two separate shots, right? So you got him in a medium close-up, or it was a close-up. I can't remember what I originally draw. But you go from that to a full shot of the desk. So, what does that tell you? You immediately think it's in a desk, right? That's your third idea. That's giving the audience information, right? It works the same way as, think of it like this. I'll give you another idea. First shot will be of a fly. An ECU of a fly. Maybe we'll give it some depth. Fat body. Yeah. All I want is some food. Just give me some food. How many eyes does a fly have? Does it matter? Does it matter? What am I, Bob Ross? Yeah, happy little flies. All right, so we got an E-C-U. So fly is the first one. Keep that image in your head. Fly is the first one, because we're going to jump right to the next one, which is a fly swatter. Full shot, fly swatter. Shoot him whatever you want. It's probably how let me look back here. That's probably how I'd frame it too. I'd just have the arm drop in. What do you think immediately? What do you think about it immediately? What crosses your mind going from shot number 1 to shot number 2? You're going to kill the fly with the fly swatter, right? Everybody thinks that. That's exactly what everyone's going to think. Two separate images create a third idea. Oh, what a beautiful fly swatter. In a full shot. On a 50. On celluloid, in black and white, high contrast, hard light. Oh my God. Do a wide full shot, and we're going to be raking down like a God's eye POV. I just call it an overhead. So we'd have some rocks down here, and we're looking down at the ocean. Maybe it hits a rock, so that gives it a little bit of depth right there. And then that's it. So we just got rocks. So we're at a distance, and we are very, very high up. And maybe we could put something there that represents how high up we actually are. A body, no. So we're quite high up. We are on a cliff. And that is the first shot. So take that in. First shot, just a reminder, water. Number 2, second shot. We're back from the cliff, like as if we're hovering over the water, if the water is down here, right? So if we just drew, it's our baseline, and we're going to have a girl, right? Just standing there. How would you, I'll talk about it in a different video. Either way, I made that sound a lot more dramatic than it is. But, and how do you tell whether or not it's a girl or a boy? Boys are always bald-headed. Okay, so she's looking down. And that's our second shot. It's a full shot. It's some people call it a clean single, but clean singles are usually a little bit tighter, like they're right there. But we're back a little bit more, so we actually see, we can see the cliff side right here. I wouldn't do it at 85, I would do it at 50. 50 millimeter with as shallow depth of field as possible, because we just want to be on her. That's it for the second shot. So what does that immediately make you think? So you go from an overhead shot of the water, cut to this girl staring down at it. Staring. I'd say about 10 seconds. What do you think? What do you think the third, what idea comes to mind? What do you think? Well, it depends on how she's looking, right? Well, let's just say that she looks completely bored, bland, flat face. The two images will immediately put an idea in your head. And I'm willing to bet that the majority of you think that she's going to commit suicide, right? If I'm wrong, go ahead and comment. If it was me, I would make a third shot just to screw with you. So it would be a continuation. It's not actually a third shot, but for this, it'd be like two. It'd be, it would be like 1, 2, right? So it'd be the second part of that very first one that we saw of the water. So I would make it tilt down, right? So this would create a third shot. So this is actually destroying that third idea that you have. I'd let you have that third idea for those 10 seconds that we held on it. But then I would tilt this down, and that would come down to the edge of the cliff. And there would be a little outlet or an inlet, whatever you want to call them. And there would be some kids, people she knows, whatever, sitting around on logs. I know what people in Portland do. I've been there before. Anyway, they like to burn wood for no reason. So let's just say they're sitting there burning wood for no reason, right? So they're having a good time and they're partying and all that stuff. What have I done? What I've done is I've taken something that you thought would be a suicide and I've actually compounded it with perhaps not only mystery, but this idea that she's longing. She's longing to be with him. Some filmmakers might go back to a medium close-up of the girl or whatever, but I would just leave it at that right there. Compound her longingness, but really the story as a whole should do that anyhow. You shouldn't need this extra. It's extraneous in my opinion, but you can do it. You can always do it as a safety shot. So that would be, how many shots is that? 3 shots total. It's 4 if you count the tilt as being 2 separate, but it's not. And that's it. I ain't got nobody.